the day I'm recording this is Saturday, January 22nd in the year 2022. I'm going to go over the results that y'all gave me about that media consumption survey that I posted. And if you didn't answer the survey, don't worry about it. You know, you're not going to get docked points, but I want to go over the responses that I did get. I got 131 responses out of basically 170 students in the class. Here we go. In terms of where do you get your news from? Okay, where do you get your news from? Here are the responses that we got. Most people picked social media, which I was kind of guessing, and then some people picked online news sites. That's the bulk. And then we've got TV, other people. You rely on other people. We call that the two-step flow theory of media, the two-step flow theory of media. And then 5 people were honest and said they don't pay attention to news. I think that's not a good response. I mean, I understand that's an honest response, but you know, if the United States decides to go to war with Russia because over Ukraine or whatever, and every 18-year-old male, 18, 19, 20-year-old male is drafted into the military, yeah, you would suddenly start to pay attention to the news. So I would say people should pay attention to the news. And I will contrast that with the information that was presented in the last lecture that, 20% of people say they get their news from social media. But I think the number has grown since then. Yeah, here we have some results from actually, wow, it goes back to 2019. 1 in 5 adults at that time say they get their news primarily from social media. But obviously that number has grown since then. And here's another similar, but a little bit different, but a similar kind of result. How often do you get your news from these devices? These are, again, the national average. This is not the class average. In 2020, most people, or 52% of people said they got their news from a smartphone, computer, or a tablet, and then 47% got their news from television. Okay, I thought this was pretty interesting. How much TV do you watch on average? And by TV, I mean, I just meant video in general. I include streaming services or traditional TV or cable TV or movies that you watch online. How much TV do you watch on average? And the class is coming here. We've got a lot of people saying 2 to 4 hours. That's 37% of the class. And then we got 42% of the class saying only 1 to 2 hours. And then we got, what do we got over here? Only 10 people said they watch more than 4 hours of video in a day. Only 10 people in the class said they watch more than 4 hours of video in a day. How does this compare to the national average? Great question. Let's look. These numbers come from Nielsen. Nielsen is the company that tracks media usage across all platforms. Here are some, this is the latest thing I could get from March 2021. And they're only revealing results back to the 3rd quarter of 2020. But according to this, in 3rd quarter 2020, that means the 3rd part of the year 2020, people are spending 10 hours a day connected to electronic media, 10 hours a day. And when it comes to the US population, just on video, when we're looking just on video across all platforms, the most recent stats that I could get, it's more than 5 hours. It's basically 5.5 hours. Most of that is coming from TV or some type of time-shifted TV. And then we also have video on a phone, video on a computer, video on some TV-connected device, like if you have a gaming console or something like that. So the class is claiming, most people in the class are claiming a very, very low number, but the average number is basically 5.5 hours a day on video, 5.5 hours a day on video. And when you look at the minutes of usage divided by demographic across the bottom, we have different sort of demographic groups. I think most of y'all are here, 18 to 34. I'm way over here. I'm in the 50, 64 age group. When you look specifically on what these people are doing when they're connected to electronic media, not surprising, I guess, when you look at the younger people. TV is pretty low, but it's all up here on, app, web, smartphones. That's what that means. But as you get older, more people are, maybe more sedentary, maybe more passive in their media consumption. So the TV usage goes up. But still, look, when we go up here, we're looking at this is app, web, smartphone, app, web on a tablet. Older people are using these devices. It's not true that, older people don't use these devices, but it is kind of quite noticeable that when you look specifically at TV, the TV number is quite low with the younger demographic. Okay, now in terms of the question about what type of TV or video content that you like to watch, the responses are really all over the place. Grey's Anatomy is very popular. A number of people mentioned Grey's Anatomy. We've got SpongeBob. I think a number of people mentioned Big Bang Theory. A lot of people seem to like the Marvel movies. Those Marvel movies, I like those as well. Especially, what's that one? Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, especially Guardians of the Galaxy. That was mentioned here. We've got a reference to Marvel movies right there. Guardians of the Galaxy. There you go. Euphoria, Grey's Anatomy, 10 Things I Hate About You, or whatever it's called. That shows up. But for the most part, the responses to that type of question are quite varied, quite varied. What else we got? Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy again, Schitt's Creek. There you go. That's a funny show. And whoever mentioned Dr. Strangelove, or how I started hating and learned to love the bomb, whatever, whoever mentioned Dr. Strangelove, wow, that is a great movie. So shout out to whoever mentioned Dr. Strangelove. Otherwise, these things are pretty much what I expected. Yeah, we got Schitt's Creek again there. Okay, when it comes to your favorite way of listening to music, surprise, 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 you guys like to listen to online streaming. I like to listen to online streaming as well. And then we got some other responses here. We got live music. What are some other responses here? Vinyl, 2 people. Hey, shout out. Congrats. Kudos to people who said vinyl. I love vinyl. I collect 45s, 45 records. Not 45s as in guns. I collect 45 records. I'll post a video later about that. So I love vinyl, but it is more convenient to listen to online streaming. Now, in terms of favorite genre of music or favorite musical artist, it seems like Kanye West is popular. I don't get that guy. I just don't get him. I just don't understand. I'm not the right demographic. I don't get him. Bruno Mars is popular. I like Bruno Mars. Harry Styles is popular. He's cute. I mean, whatever. I'm a straight white guy, but I admit that Harry Styles is cute. And then what else do we have here? Yeah, it seems R&B, hip hop, pop music is probably the most popular. Yeah, these are the responses that y'all gave me. In terms of music, I'm going to play a couple things right now. No one mentioned Blackpink. This is a K-pop group, Blackpink. Someone did mention BTS, but I'm going to play a clip from Lalisa. I guess that's her name. She's originally from Thailand, sings in Korean. Is now popular in US and elsewhere, and I think this is a really banging song. That's a term, right? That's what you say, banging, right? Slapping, popping, whatever. I like this song, La Lisa. Okay, play a little bit of that. Okay, and then someone else mentioned, I don't know who it was, someone mentioned Fiddler, I don't know, Fiddler. The person said, I like surf punk music. I like punk music. I used to be in a punk band. So I looked this up. This song I love. So whoever suggested this song, shout out to you, because I think it's a really cool song.
You got it. You did.
Many years ago. Fiddlar is the band, I guess. So based on this student's suggestion, I looked up this song. I love it. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I'll play a little clip of this. Okay, not many people mention country. I think two people specifically mentioned country. Only two people specifically mentioned country. I love country music. I love country music. I like the old stuff, Hank Williams, Johnny Cash, the best. I love that stuff the best. But I'll even listen to the new stuff, whatever. That Luke Combs song, you know, I don't have to see my ex-future mother-in-law anymore, whatever. When it rains, it pours. I love that song. That is a fantastic song. So anyway, I'm going to play a clip of a country song just because I'm the professor and I can do that. Here you go. All right, another student mentioned they like Stomp and Holler, and I didn't know if that was a band or if that was an artist. I now understand that that's a kind of a genre of folksy roots, kind of Americana kind of stuff. Stomp and Holler is kind of a genre. You know, what's that group's name? Mumford and Sons, whatever. Mumford Sons, whatever they're called. That kind of like. Anyway, but when I looked up Stomp and Holler on YouTube, I found this song and I like it. I really like it. I mean, this is the kind of music that I like. So I'm going to play a little bit of this. Again, this is Stomp and Holler, the genre, and the song is also called Stomp and Holler. All right, that's it. That is the conclusion of this particular video lecture. And I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you found some new music that you didn't know you liked. And maybe you're like, wow, I thought I did not like country music. I actually love country music, you know, maybe, perhaps. All right, closing off.